Like they've said, if the drone comes over the police station,
It's coming over?
You'll get arrested, won't you?
No. Take you for lawful redress and I'll take it out your ass pocket as well as the chief constable. If you do anything that's unlawful.
Right, I'm the duty inspector and you mind telling me what you're doing?
Inspector.
Can you just go around the front of the building now? I'll speak to you.
Please, I'll engage with you, but don't be aggressive like that.
Okay, well don't, you must not look in the police station, the video inside the police station.
I wasn't videoing, but I was looking.
Is this on, is it?
Well, I wasn't videoing.
Right. You do not film inside police stations, right?
Don't speak to me like that. I'm not speaking to you like that.
Under legislation, okay?
An offence under legislation?
Yes, it is.
What legislation would that be?
It's a security offence, okay?
A security offence.
Right, just make
sure. You're being a bit fake there, Inspector.
Are you the gentleman who came earlier and asked to fly a drone over the police station?
I didn't ask. I said I'm gonna when I am gonna.
Right, okay. So I need to point out it's actually an offence under current legislation.
And what legislation would that be?
Right, okay. So it's an offence under the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act of 2021.
No, it's not.
It is, okay.
No, it's not. Can you show me?
We've taken some legal guidance.
Can you show me?
I'm just going to tell you, okay?
Can you show me that legislation?
If you do that,
I am doing that.
I consider that a risk to the police station security.
I'm doing that.
If you continue to do that, I'll ask you to stop doing it, and if you don't do it, we'll seize your drone.
Referencing the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021 doesn't automatically make the drone use unlawful. That legislation focuses on enforcement powers and specific restrictions, not a blanket ban near police buildings. For a breach to exist, there must be a clear rule, like restricted airspace or endangerment, which isn't shown here. When asked to identify the exact rule, the inspector refuses, weakening their position if lawful authority actually existed, producing it would have resolved the situation immediately.
You will commit an offence
and
you
show me. I'll tell you what, Inspector.
Under that legislation. I'm just explaining what the legislation is.
Listen.
Okay.
If you can show me that legislation, then obviously I won't do it.
I've just explained to you what it is.
Show me.
We've taken some guidance from our legal department.
Yeah.
I've just explained to you.
Well, you better take some more. You better take some more then.
So
if you can't show me that legislation, I will do that.
I'm telling you, right?
I am doing that.
You'll be asked to stop doing it. If you don't do it, we will seize it under section 19 of the legislation.
No, you
will commit offences.
No, you won't. If you do anything that's unlawful, right, I will.
Well, yeah, I would expect that you would.
I would, but I don't want to do that, Inspector. All I want to do.
Not film inside police stations.
I wasn't.
Because it's well, that looks like it's on, and you.
Well, how does that look like it's on? Is the screen on? Is the screen on, Inspector?
Just see a red light.
A red light. You can't see no red light because it's not on.
Well, you mustn't do that because it's a threat to our security in the police premises.
Okay, listen.
It's an official government building, you know that.
Listen, it's a public building.
Do you mind if I take you on in, please?
Yeah, Darren.
Darren what?
Darren, that's as far as we're going.
Right. Okay, Darren, well, obviously, if you are found to be committing any offences, we'll need your full details. Otherwise, we couldn't deal with it by way of summons, you would have to be arrested.
I'd expect.
Torbinator offers the simplest resolution. Show the rule and he'll comply, which should have ended the matter immediately. Instead, the inspector pivots to threatening seizure under Section 19 without establishing any actual offence. That power only applies where there are reasonable grounds to believe a law has already been breached. Shifting focus to filming the building doesn't help, as public filming of police stations is generally lawful. Without identifying a clear rule or breach, the authority being asserted has no proper legal foundation.
Are you going to give me a full name?
At the end of the day.
Dan, will you give me your full details?
Will you give me your full details?
Yes, I will. I'm Inspector Garney from Northern Police, Hexham Police Station.
Okay.
7781's my first number.
Okay.
Right?
What's your date of birth?
No, you don't
What's
be
your
silly.
address?
Don't be silly.
Well, what do you want mine for?
I'm explaining to you, right? You will breach current legislation.
I will not.
Which we've taken
I know
legal
the legislation inside out.
Please don't do it.
I'm doing it.
If you do it,
I will do it.
We'll ask you to stop.
I'm definitely doing it now you told me that. Because I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
And if you don't allow us to seize it, you will be arrested because we won't be able to deal with it by way of summons.
Right,
okay?
Listen, you seize it.
Please leave the building.
I'm not in the building.
Just leave the area.
What?
Okay?
What? Well, I thought me and you were having a pleasant conversation, weren't we?
With you.
Like, you're not being reasonable. We're having a conversation. You're telling me to leave.
Right? You are a threat to the security of this building.
And how do you work that out,
recording
Inspector?
Drone footage. So I'm telling you not to do it.
Inspector, listen.
I'm explaining the legislation that prevents you from doing it.
There is no legislation that tells me that I cannot fly over here. The only way I couldn't fly over here, right, is if it was an FTR, right? I couldn't then. If there was a CTR, I still could because of the class of drone that I've got.
More. Will you give me your full details, please?
What?
The inspector demands personal details without identifying any offense that would justify it. Labeling someone a security risk isn't enough. There must be an objective, lawful basis. Torbinator correctly points to the actual drone regulations like FTRs and CTRs. These frameworks clearly define where drones can and cannot be flown. Since none of those restrictions are shown to apply, The demand lacks legal grounding.
Tell me why, and I'll think about it.
Well, because I want to know who's on these premises, because I'm concerned that somebody turns up with, you know, a face covering like you. Like, why are you covering your face?
Do you know, I'll tell you now. Yes, I'll tell you why you covered my face, Inspector, because I was looking in the window, right, and when you come out, you came right into my face.
Yes,
now,
I
don't know if you've heard anything
because I don't like people looking at police stations who shouldn't be looking inside police stations.
Listen then.
Especially when I think they're filming.
Listen then.
Right, I've said all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, listen, let me finish. You'll ask me a question, man. Now, be polite, Inspector. I've listened to you. So, when I first came, I came into reception, right, to be reasonable and tell you what my intentions are, right? So,
and I got that message, and in fairness,
so
I was
listen,
going to come speak to you.
Don't interject, please. I haven't interjected you, Inspector. Please let me finish. Please, please let me finish. No, I wasn't asked to leave. I said I'm going to go to the toilet because I had a bit of a bad stomach. But anyway, getting back to the point, right? If I was at any threat to this police station, I could stand what? 3, 4, 5 miles away, and I could fly my drone over this police station. You wouldn't have a clue where I was, Inspector.
Right,
so if I was a threat, I wouldn't go into the police station and explain out of courtesy and trying to be reasonable. I've even given you my first name. I don't have to, but be reasonable, I have.
A key detail undermining the inspector's stance is that Torbinator had already gone into reception and explained his intentions. Someone posing a real threat doesn't openly announce themselves in advance. The inspector knew this, yet still approached as if the situation was unknown. Ignoring that context weakens the credibility of the entire interaction. Even after Torbinator voluntarily gives his first name, the inspector continues without reassessing.
I'm about to doubt my intentions. You might not like that as an individual, but that's not the law.
Well, it's not a case of not liking it, Darren. It's a threat
let me finish, Inspector. Please let me finish.
I've explained the legislation and the way.
Can I speak to you, mate? Because he's just rude. He's just rude. He's just rude.
We've just I'm just telling you how it is.
You're not telling me, Inspector. You're just saying rude, man.
If you'd like to go, we've all got jobs to do.
The legislation, like you're saying there, about Section 19, right? You're wrong, mate.
Okay.
You're totally wrong,
then you
bro.
can challenge the Northern Police Legal Department.
But I don't want to do that.
Because that's
I don't want to have to do that, though.
Well, that's up to you. That's your prerogative.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I've told you,
I'm not here
you will not be permitted to fly the drone over this police station based on police station security.
I can fly it. I can fly it anywhere and look in, mate. Don't have to fly over.
I've just asked you not to do it. I've explained the legislation for you not to do it.
Right, explain the legislation again.
Consequences.
Legislation again.
Right, because it's a threat to the station security for you to fly the drone and record that drone.
And that tells me that in Section 19, does it?
No, Section 19 is the offence. It gives us the power to seize the drone if you don't.
The inspector telling him to move along because officers have real work to do is contradictory, since the situation only exists because they chose to engage and escalate it. No one forced their involvement. They created the delay themselves. When pressed again on the lack of any clear offence, the inspector avoids answering and deflects to take it up with legal later. That response is revealing. If the authority were solid, it could be explained on the spot, not deferred. Deflection like that signals uncertainty, not confidence in lawful grounds.
I won't do it. If you can explain that legislation, Inspector, I won't do it. If you can't, then I'll...
He already has done.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
He has.
What's your number?
2203.
When did you leave school?
Are you trying to be funny?
I'm just asking a question. When did you leave school?
Nothing to do with you.
The Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021, right?
Right.
So, part of that legislation makes it an offence for an individual to fly a drone over a police station if there is a perceived threat to the security of that station. I am the duty inspector. I perceive that to be a threat to the security of this police station. Therefore, if you do it, you'll be asked not to do it under that legislation. If you don't stop doing it, we will seize that drone under Section 19 of the legislation.
What
and
legislation?
If you don't allow of what I've just explained to you,
the unmanned aircraft?
Yes, right. And if you don't allow us to do it,
you're wrong, you know.
You'll be arrested.
You're wrong, you know.
Right, and if you don't give your details so that you can be summoned, you'll also be arrested because we can't deal with the
Well, I'll already be arrested, won't I?
All right.
The inspector ultimately falls back on rank, implying that his position alone validates his perception of a threat. But statutory powers don't operate on personal belief. They require clear, objective grounds that can be explained. Being the senior officer doesn't expand legal authority. It increases responsibility to apply it correctly. When arrest is repeatedly mentioned without defined grounds, it exposes a misuse of a serious power. Arrest is not a tool for pressure. It must be based on lawful necessity, not subjective suspicion.
So I'm just explaining now. I don't know how much more I can say.
Okay, what's your inspector what? Sorry.
I've
just for the
already told
record.
you my name.
Inspector
I've already
Tyrant
told-
features,
I've
I'd
already
say.
told
I
you
think
my
you look
name.
a bit like a tyrant.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what...
Thanks very much. I'll tell you one thing, we might get 1 or 2 calls if you walk around hexing like that because people don't normally go around with their face covered.
Well, then you'll know, won't you, that it's me.
Right.
Won't you? And I'm worried about my... so don't try and threaten me, mate.
I'm just telling
Right?
you how it is.
Is there any law of me walking about like this, Inspector?
Not at the moment.
Right then.
But
So if you get a call, I'd
you were
expect you to
cause
tell them then,
any
wouldn't you?
threat, harassment or alarm to anybody, then there would
walking
be.
down the street?
Right.
Would walking down the street with this
we're
on?
done.
No, because
We're
I don't want to do that.
We're done.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause anyone any harassment.
We're done.
So me walking down the street with this on, would that be a criminal offence,
I'm going to ask
Inspector?
you to leave the premises
Exactly.
now, okay?
I didn't think it would be,
Right.
would it?
Can you leave it?
No, I am going to stand over there, or I might stand a mile away, I might stand 2 miles away, and I'm going to fly my drone over your police station, like it or not. That's what's happening, mate.
Like they've said, if the drone comes over the police station,
It's coming over.
you'll get arrested, won't you?
No.
Well, we'll see you very soon
So
then,
we'll see you
won't we?
shortly.
So I'm getting arrested if it goes over the police station, am I now?
You've been told. I've told you not to do it.
When earlier justifications fail, the focus shifts again, this time to Turbinator covering his face, framed as potential harassment, alarm, or distress. That stretches public order law far beyond its intent, which requires genuinely threatening or abusive behavior, not mere discomfort. Covering one's face isn't an offense, and the timing suggests this is more about finding a reason than addressing a real issue. The arrival of a sergeant only escalates matters, immediately backing the inspector, without establishing the facts. Instead of reassessing the situation, the response doubles down, reinforcing pressure rather than ensuring the grounds are lawful.
So I'm getting arrested if the drone goes over. You said you're going to tell me to bring it down? Make it mind.
He told you not to do
Just
it.
don't do it.
Under what law? I don't
told the
common
law.
law me, mate,
Right.
and I'm doing it. Right?
Well,
and you know what it
you
is,
think-
Inspector? Not only will I take Northumbria, I'll take you as well for lawful redress, mate. Believe me, I'll take you for lawful redress and I'll take it out your ass pocket as well as the Chief Constable's if you do anything that's unlawful to me.
Okay.
Simple as that, mate. Alright. Yeah?
I've explained to you, I've been reasonable.
No, you
That's it,
haven't.
that's the
No,
end
you
of the
haven't.
conversation.
You're trying to
We're-
blackmail me.
we're all
You're trying to
busy people.
blackmail me, mate. Well, get yourself in. I didn't ask you to come out,
Right.
did I?
Well, you go away from this police station
No.
because this is our police station. Where
There's
we
no
work,
chance to say I
alright?
can't forgive
And
you.
we like look after our...
There's no chance to say I can't forgive you. Is there?
Okay.
Is there any chance to say I can't forgive you? Am I breaking the law by being here? If I am, I'll leave.
You're not. But I've just...
Inspector.
you know, our conversation is finished, isn't it?
No. Who dictates that? You dictated when it
Well,
starts.
that's
Well, I
what I
dictate
want
when
to
it
say to
finishes
you.
then.
Do not walk back up to that glass again because I got the impression that you were about to record in this police station. Please go away.
Right.
Please don't look
You what?
into the police station.
Is that against the law?
Right? We consider that to be a threat against our
That's
security
not
in
against
here.
the law, man. Are we,
Right.
Inspector? Let's be serious, mate.
Can you
I don't
please
want to leave.
just let us get on with
You
our
know
work?
what? I don't want to leave on bad terms, right?
Well, I
Me
don't
looking
want-
through that window,
I
right?
never wanted to start on them. I just don't like people
I know, so let's try and sort
causing my
ourselves out.
staff
I know, and I don't want to do
alarming
that.
here, you
Inspector,
see.
that
Right,
is not
thank
my
you.
intention.
That's appreciated.
But one question before you go, please. Me looking through that window, glass, is that an offence?
It's not what normal people do.
Oh,
I'm
what's
honest with you.
normal, man, Inspector?
Right.
You can't get
All right,
arrested
okay.
for not doing
Thanks very
something
much,
what your
Darren.
class is
Thanks
not
for your
normal,
time.
Inspector, man.
Okay.
If you don't like members of the public taking them out, then get a different job that doesn't deal with the public,
Right.
mate.
Okay, Darren, thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Yes, thanks.
just a bit of friendly advice and all that. Yeah, see you later, mate. How mad's that? How mad's that?
What stands out most in the closing moments is the gap between the tone and the outcome. Throughout the encounter, the language suggested serious consequences: seizure, arrest, security risks, yet none of it materialized. Soon as it's acknowledged that no law is actually being broken, the entire foundation of the interaction collapses. The constant shift between explanations, drone laws, security, filming, public order, shows there was never a clear offense to begin with, and the end, it finishes quietly, exposing that all the authority and pressure led to nothing because there was nothing lawful to enforce. If you found value in this breakdown, make sure you like the video, share it, and subscribe to support the channel and help keep this kind of accountability in the spotlight.